It's everywhere you look. That's all they want to talk about. No one really cares. The public is like over it, if you ask me. But joining me back again to mix it up, it's Rob Taub, my favorite Democrat, and Rich Valdes, the host of the This Is America podcast. And this Friday, when you're sitting around getting ready for a nice weekend, tune in to the great one, Mark Levin's radio show, her nationally syndicated radio show, because that guy right there, Rich Valdes, will be filling in admirably, I'm sure. Guys, because of the impeachment and all this other stuff, the public is confused, fatigued, and all this other stuff. Amy Klobuchar, one of the lowest in the polls, is calling on her party to do this.
Just have to have the debate closer to the Iowa caucuses.
Is that being discussed right now?
Iowa debate. I don't know. I have made it very clear that there should be no excuses. I'm ready to debate at midnight if that's what we have to do. We have to have a debate before the Iowa caucuses. That would be to my advantage if it was at midnight. I'd be happy.
Rich, she's demanding it.
Well, they better give her a debate before she throws something at somebody.
Yeah, well, what is...
She's being very nice.
What's her standing to call for a debate right now?
Well, my friends Paige and Chloe just said, Rob, don't talk so much during this segment. I'm going to try not to. Amy Klobuchar is doing like a bad imitation of a feisty Midwesterner. Golly gee, we're going to go out there and we're going to have
gosh darn
debates.
it.
God dang it, Rob, you talk too much. Try not to be such a pain in the neck. She's more insincere than Cory Booker, if that's possible.
I don't think anyone really cares what Amy Klobuchar.
Well, I got to say, I do agree with the sentiment that Americans are impeachment fatigued. I don't think Donald Trump is fatigued at all. I think he's energized, especially with raising $5 million in less than 24 hours.
I'm not fatigued. I feel robust.
Well, some people like losing, Rob. But the president is poised to win.
Hey, you know what? You're fatigued.
Stunned.
You're not fatigued. This is what Cory Booker said.
Very clear, cut and dry thing to me. And there are people who could be testifying in front of the American people and settle this once and for all under oath. What did you witness? And we should be doing that. Because God, all of us on both sides of the aisle, we're just fatigued of this. So much noise,
right.
So much obfuscation, so much distraction. Let's just get to the facts and move on as a nation from this very sad period.
Rob, hasn't the House said they got to the facts?
I thought he was just talking about the people that watch too much of Sean Hannity
what
there.
The heck
That's
are you
what
talking
I'm confused
about? You said you're not fatigued, so you
No,
want
I'm not.
you want more impeachment.
Yes, I think Donald Trump, here's a quote from Dr. Doom in Marvel Comics. He's an unspeakable blotch upon the escutcheon of humanity.
Yeah.
You like that, John?
Unspeakable blotch on the escutcheon of humanity.
Yes, he
Wow.
is really just a detriment to our country. I don't understand. I like both of you guys. You have respect for each other and for me. Here is a guy that's just lowering the bar. Well, where do we want to go?
Wasn't the
Into
bar
Hades?
Wasn't the bar pretty low?
I agree that the bar was low, and I think it's only going higher. If we look at so many of the different indexes as far as the market goes, as far
I'm
as
not talking about
unemployment
the
goes.
economy. I'm
Well,
talking about somebody with no character who's like the school bully. He's
When was
like
the last
Nelson
time-
on The Simpsons, only not as classy.
And I don't think
You like
anybody else
Nelson?
watching this has ever gone into the urn to go vote in the voting booth saying, today I'm going to vote for my preacher. Today I'm going to vote for the chief moral officer of the United States. That's not anybody's expectation. People, at the end of the day, it comes down to pocketbook politics. Like the Raging Cajun said, it's the economy. Rob?
Well,
Yes, my 401k's gone up a little bit.
A little bit. Household incomes are up $5,000 in the last 2.5 years. I'm
Credence and kudos to Donald Trump.
Well,
We're placing it all on the man like
that's-
as if he's the man who would be king, to
That's
quote
because
Rudyard
of
Kipling.
Obama. You mentioned
Yes.
you mentioned keeping it classy.
Yes, sir.
I thought it was really classy. Just to shift gears a little bit, Eddie Murphy returned to the stage of Saturday Night Live for the first time in 35 years. I thought it was great. I don't really watch Saturday Night Live that much. But one of my former interns, Pete Davidson's on there, and I love the kid. I loved his father. So
From
this was
Staten
a
Island,
big moment.
Pete.
So I watched it. I thought they did a great job with Eddie, and he got a little hit a little below the belt on Cosby.
I laughed.
I laughed
Cosby,
too.
what, a serial rapist? How do you go below the belt with
Let's
him?
see what Eddie said about it.
Come on, John.
Actually pretty much my whole life now. And you know what? But if you would have told me 30 years ago that I would be this boring, stay-at-home, house dad, and Bill Cosby would be in jail. Even I would have took that bet. I'll tell you, who is America's dad now?
I laughed again.
And Bill Cosby, somehow or another, through one of his spokesperson, came out with a statement which was really unclassy.
It was racist.
It was totally racist. He basically said Eddie Murphy is the slave of Hollywood. Is that acceptable in
Bill
this day and
Cosby's
age?
the serial rapist of the world and the country, and he's in jail. What does he have to do? And he still has to have a spokesperson come out for him? Why can't he speak for himself? He's a low life. It's despicable where we've gone with somebody like that. We shouldn't even give him any airtime. I'm sorry. It's sad.
It must be, he wants to say, the guy's doing his thing. From what I understand, all 10 of those children from 10 to 30 years old were there.
Dolomite Is My Name is his new movie. It's great. Get it, watch it, go to the theaters if it's still in there. I saw it at a private screening, of course. But it's available, I think, on Netflix, and it's hilarious.
You hear about all these Hollywood-type folks where they have all these crazy short-lived marriages and kids everywhere, and then you wind up hearing about this wife is taking him to court, this baby mama's taking him, he's not paying. You got 10 kids. I know Eddie Murphy makes a lot of money, but it costs a lot for 10 kids. You never hear anything about him not being a good dad and stuff.
Right.
So we don't
point.
highlight the good stuff sometimes.
And that's the point I was making that earlier. Someone was telling me that all 10 kids were in the SNL audience with him. So it was a real family affair, which I thought was cool, because you don't always see that with the Hollywood types.
I was a little disappointed they left out Joe Piscopo. You know what I mean? They had one of the best segments ever on there, the Ebony and Ivory, when he did Frank Sinatra and Stevie Wonder.
I was waiting for Joe Piscopo to come out when they mentioned him. They were making
Does Frank Morano have anything to tell us about it? He's the producer of Joe Piscopo's morning radio
Frank
show.
Morano is heard daily here in New York, Monday to Friday on AM 970. The Answer is the producer of the Joe Piscopo show. And I guess we'll have to get Frankie to weigh in on that.
Good guys.
In our last minute,
Yes, John.
going into Christmas, guys, at this point, Trump has appointed 187 federal judges. Is this a great Christmas gift to
Well, it's
Republicans?
one more area where we can say that the bar has been raised, right? It's another milestone that Trump has achieved.
Whoa.
He's done what he said he was going to do. He ran on a platform of appointing judges and draining the swamp and being the businessman president. So far,
Rich.
all wins.
Well, speaking of the Bar Association, there is some judicial branch or something that decides if these people are qualified to be judges. I don't think half are going to cut the mustard right now.
Well, so far, the ones that he's appointed have been confirmed. So we'll see if the ones that he's recently appointed
Trump
don't make it.
is taking guys like, hey, look, that's a guy I saw him directing traffic on 3rd Avenue last week. We'll bring him in. He should be good.
All right, we got to wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for mixing it
John,
up. It was a very
Rich,
merry mix it
Merry
up.
Christmas.
Ricardo,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you so much. Thank you for watching Liquid Lunch, but don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with a very merry Money Monday. Continues right after this.
Bada bing.